What's up, YouTube? It's Jack Rabbit here, and with me again, as has been usual lately, which is not a bad thing, Angel, and she is poking me in the head. She's in a good mood. She's about not to be in such a good mood because of what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about, as I had the Super Bowl muted behind you here, what books that have gotten turned into TV shows have gone wrong throughout their run. Whether it's in season 1 or later on, or just overall what they've gotten wrong that are not right. We will be doing movies or things they've left out too.
Probably in a different video though.
Yeah,
too.
we would be doing movies in a separate video. One, because some of these books she needs to reread, and then we need to watch, like the 50 Shades series. I have never seen it. And do I really plan on it? No, but she's probably going to make me.
I have read all 3 books, but I've only seen the first movie.
First movie. Again, we will talk about that in another one.
Yeah.
Right now, we will be talking about books that have gotten turned into TV shows, the things that have gone wrong. Okay, the first one we're going to do, because Jack actually knows this one, because Jack actually read at least 3 books in this series. I need to read the others, but I'll do that eventually. I think she owns them all on book form, so I think I can read those whenever I get time. I think. You did at one point at least.
Yeah, I think I got rid of them though.
I think you got rid of them, so we are going to have to get those back.
Yes.
At some point. And then the rest of the series, because that series has grown. Yeah. We thought that series was over and it wasn't, which is Shadowhunters, the Mortal Instruments. Now, this one wasn't as egregious. The movie was worse, which we will discuss in another video. The TV series only really did, I think, in that first season, really the biggest thing they ever did wrong, the only thing they did wrong, because I think all the characterizations and all that were done correctly. The only thing they really did wrong was one thing. One, we're not supposed to see Clary, which is the main character's mom, again until, I think it's the 3rd book, Glass?
Yes.
And she...
No, wait. She's in a coma. Clary finds her in a coma.
Yeah, but she doesn't get out of her coma until Glass, if I remember correctly.
Yes, but she's in the hospital and
yeah.
It has been mentioned in other books that Clary does visit her in the hospital.
Which makes sense. She's very close to her mother.
Mm-hmm. Well,
her dad's
single mother.
Well, pretty much was a single mother. Well, because the main bad guy's a douche.
Yep.
Well, actually more like creepy. A douche. Complete douche.
Insane?
Yeah, insane. Definitely insane. But in the books, the Lightwood's youngest, Max, if I remember correctly is his first name, I do believe, he is killed. In the TV show, they killed Clary's mom instead of Max. They keep Max alive. Which, no, because in the later books, when they get into like the councils and stuff in the later books, she is a very, very important character. Like, she's like super important. She's explained to me, I don't know how many times. She is like super important to the story and how things go. So killing her off was a very big mistake.
Very big boo-boo. Very...
Yeah.
It basically takes away the whole timeline.
Yeah. The whole story, the whole timeline of the books is done at that point. Because, there's no recovering. Now, I understand not wanting... Because it was on... If I remember the show aired on ABC Family, if I remember correctly.
Pretty sure.
Which is now Freeform, for people who don't know that. So that is a Disney Channel. So they are going to want to keep things somewhat family-friendly. But there would be ways to kill Max off without showing it. Which I don't believe, if I remember right correctly in the books...
Nobody witnessed Max's killing.
No, nobody witnessed it. We're just told when they get back to their base. Sorry, I don't remember exactly what it was called.
No, it's their city.
Oh, when they get back to... Well, didn't they find him in the base, though? In their base at the church or whatever?
No.
Okay.
They were in the City of Glass.
Oh, that's right. Because it happens in glass, not bones. That's right.
No. We actually technically meet Max
Yeah.
in the third book.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we don't meet him till later.
Yes.
So, yeah, they botch things up pretty badly.
The fact that they were introducing Max in
The first season.
supposed to be City of Bones.
Bones. No.
No.
No, because we don't
Including,
even...
Yeah,
because we
the
don't even...
Lightwoods
Parents
don't
even...
meet until like the end of
The second?
end of the second into the
Yeah,
third.
because they come in after the guy that was watching the base, because I don't remember what it was called, Foundry Sanctuary, something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. My brain's like, look on this. But they come in to take over watching. Yeah, the news about
They were
Hersham.
Yeah.
How are you pronounce his name? Because I don't remember. I apologize. But yeah, so after that's all handled, so yeah, so you don't even meet Max. So yeah, they mess things up badly.
When they heard the news about what was happening in the story of City of Bones,
Yeah,
they were actually in a council meeting in the City of Glass.
Yeah.
And they had taken Max with them because he is much younger
yes.
than the other two, Alec and Isabel.
Alec and Isabel are older teen,
Yes.
and Max is like 9,
10 years old.
10
yes.
years old. So yes, I could understand not wanting to get him on screen, but again, we're not even supposed to see him in the first season. We shouldn't have seen him till like season 3, or 2 or 3.
End
And the second season.
the second season, probably going further into the
third season. So you weren't even supposed to see him yet. But yeah, his death is not shown to us. They just come back to whatever city they're in, because I don't even remember.
It was the main city.
Yeah, the main city. I don't remember if they ever had a name, or they ever actually told us what the name was. And then they find him dead. And that, I think, would have been just fine, because that's...
Actually, wasn't the... I'm trying to think now. Actually, it was reported that somebody else from inside the city found Max. The parents,
Yeah.
nobody else found Max technically.
Yeah, somebody else...
It was reported after Valentine had actually attacked the city.
Yeah.
Max was alone.
Yeah, which...
Both parents, Isabel, Alec, Jace, Clary.
Everybody was gone.
Yes.
Which, why would you leave a kid that young alone?
Because they were supposed to be secure.
Good point.
But, again, it was... They were basically under attack.
Yeah.
By what the books are called Downworlders. And they follow Valentine.
Yeah, which, Downworlders are like your vampires, warlocks... Werewolves, vampires, those kind of creatures. Mm-hmm. Just to explain, and a TV show did use the same term.
Yes.
Just so you know. Demons, I think, were in that category as well, I do believe.
Yes.
I just don't remember them after ever actually calling on the TV show a demon a downworlder. It was usually more used for werewolves, vampires, warlocks. I can't remember either. I'll be honest, guys. I only saw the first season. I'm sorry. After they did the Max and the mom thing,
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
I watched clips. I watched bits and pieces.
Yeah. When I told her about the Max thing, she was just like, "No." At that point, okay. Now we've destroyed that one enough. Let's go on to a different one, and she's picking. So,
okay,
because this is more her complaining than me.
Since we're following the theme of fandom or ABC Family, we'll go to the next one from them.
Yeah, since we've already mentioned ABC Family.
9 Lives of Chloe King.
I've never seen or read the books, so I'll let her take over.
I own all 3 of the 9 Lives of Chloe King books, so I know extensively some of the stuff that would have been portrayed. Now, I can't remember a lot of what was in Nine Lives of Chloe King, but I think some of the more important details from the first season and supposedly the first book that should have happened is the fact that Chloe actually gained her cat-like abilities after accidentally falling from the Space Needle's observation deck basically on the top floor of the Space Needle. She fell through an open window because there was also like a repelling stuff or something that they could walk around. I don't know if that's actually real or not, but it's supposedly in the books.
I don't know. I've never been to this Space Needle. If you don't know where that is, it's in Seattle, Washington. Which
But
I don't think the show takes place in Seattle, Washington, does it?
it's not necessarily. I can't quite remember, but they did. There is a scene where they go to the ports, so. But they do mention like the Golden Gate Bridge too.
Yeah, which is in San Francisco.
Yes, so it
Yeah.
could be a different tower
Very.
that I'm talking about, but it's still very high. She, again, like I said, she falls head first out of the window, lands on the sidewalk, basically dead.
Yeah. That would
But-
definitely do the trick.
But again, if anybody's read the Nine Lives of Chloe King books, we know that Chloe King is actually the spiritual leader of the Mayan clan, which is the Cats. She is the true leader of this clan. So any true leader has 9 lives, hence the title Nine Lives of Chloe King.
Yeah.
So after her first death, she actually begins to notice the changes, like her claws come out when she's angry. She has the slit eyes of a cat when she's out at night. She also has the agility that cats are known for, like landing on their feet if they fall from any kind of surface, really.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, most of the time. It's very rare you see a cat not landing on their feet. Let's just say
Yes,
that. I've
but-
owned 3.
Anyway.
I've never seen anyone not land on their feet when they fall.
Anyway, Chloe does have 2 guys interested in her. One that is, does know and is part of the Mayan cat clan. And he kind of helps introduce her to the abilities, helps train her and everything. There is another interest, but he is technically on the side of the people who hunt and kill these people. Now, I will say this, at the end, Chloe more leans towards Brian because they just kind of click together. I don't mind it. It's actually really interesting. They're supposed to be enemies, but they love each other.
She goes with what the author wrote. Let's just say that.
Yep.
But
here's the thing. At the end of the first season of Nine Lives of Chloe King, we see the death of who is supposed to be her love interest, which is Brian. Now, that is not supposed to be what happens. Now, she does get together with another guy one night after going to a club, but you got to remember that if you kiss a Mayan at the beginning, they were cursed. So if you were to be kissed on the lips or scratched by one of these people, it does come like as a poisonous reaction or allergic reaction. Now, this other person actually falls into a coma, not dies. I'm pretty sure he also dies, but I'm not sure. I would have to either rewatch. I know for a fact that he does survive in the books. And he actually wakes up from the coma at the sometime in the second book. But again, one of the love interests for Chloe dies at the end of the first season, which I'm not happy about. They basically just ended the whole entire series with that death. And it could have gone 2 more seasons because there are 2 more books.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the next one I would have to...
Which one are you going to go after next?
I would have to say The Secret Circle from the CW.
Yeah, which is related... It's related to Vampire Diaries, correct?
It's not necessarily related like it's in the same worlds.
Oh, wait. Aren't they just wrote by the same author?
Yes, they are written by the same author.
Me trying to catch up here. Yeah, she gets really complaining about this one. So I'm going to let her go.
Well, they botched it!
Yeah, I know. She lets me know she does not like it. I watched the show. It wasn't good.
Well, let's just put it this way. The Circle is supposed to actually be 12 kids, not 6, as they portrayed in the TV show. And one of the other main things that I would have to complain about is that they kill off one of the main Circle characters, which is Nick. None of the Circle members are supposed to die. The fact that the producers or writers actually killed off one of the people that is supposed to be in the Circle is bad. Because there's only supposed to be one enemy in the Circle. And technically it's supposed to be like Cassie's father. He is the main bad guy. He's actually been around for maybe hundreds of years. But he's been able to survive. But again, I just didn't like it. They did not have the correct number of people for it, and the fact that they killed off one of the people that were supposed to be very important because of the powers that each one is related to is also bad. Because each of the 12 members is represented by something else that they also represent. I can't remember. I would have to look at the books to remember each person's power. But at the end of technically what I have is 2 books in one. So basically the 4th book, or in the 2nd volume of The Secret Circle, they finally confront Cassie's father. And the spell that they used to actually finally banish him and actually kill him with revolves around all 12 of the kids. So the fact that they only had 6, unbalanced. They have to have 12.
Yeah, the writers did not think that one through. Now, the Secret Circle did only last, again, just like the 9 Lives of Chloe King. This is why I'm here. It only lasted 1 season. The show was not that great. So, no surprise. Maybe they should have stuck closer to the books. Now, trying to balance 12 main characters, not exactly easy. Maybe those could have been movies and would have been better, but who knows on that one. Then again, with books, as we discussed in our what books should be movies, what books TV series should be TV shows. As you notice, we picked a lot should be TV shows. Just there's a lot of information in books. So it's easier to be TV shows than books. Now, on to the next one.
Next one is another CW.
Now, before we move on, sorry, I forgot to ask this quick. Now, where did Secret Circle air? Wasn't that another ABC Family show?
No. CW.
So, that was CW?
Yes. Same. Secret Circle was on the same channel as Vampire Diaries.
Okay, so yeah, CW.
And actually, technically...
Arrow, Flash.
Yes. And also, Secret Circle actually aired right after
Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries, when it first premiered.
Which was smart because I think at that point, Vampire Diaries was popular enough that they figured people would go from that show to that show. Mm-hmm. Doesn't always work that way.
No, but that does point me to the next CW show that had a book adaptation of for a TV show, which is, again, Vampire Diaries. Now, don't get me wrong, I did like and love the show itself, but they did get some of the characters wrong. Yes.
Let's go after, before you go about the certain looks of certain characters and such, we'll go after the biggest one in the room. In the books, now this is one Jack actually happens to know about, the main character, Elena, does not ever date Damon.
No, Damon does obsess with her. He does feed off Elena.
But they never date.
No.
Or hook up or anything like that.
No.
They only did that on the TV show because the two actors that played Elaine and Damon were dating at the time. They have since broken up and, from what I hear, do not get along. Lovely, right?
Yep.
I mean, it happens.
In all the books that the author does write about, it's always been in game for Stefan and Elena.
Yeah, so that's
Damon has always had this slight possession or obsession of Elena. I think in his own way, yes, he does love her. But it's never been official in any sense of the word.
Yeah.
In the books, at least.
Okay.
Now, the character Elena, in the book series, if you've ever watched or ever read them, you know that Elena is blonde-haired, blue-eyed. In the TV show, brunette and brown-eyed. Very contrast. Very, very, very different contrast.
Yeah, because it doesn't how Elena looks in the TV show actually more match one of her friends?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Yeah, because it's like all of her main friends in the TV show, they have her wrong. Her and all of her main friends.
Yes.
They are all wrong.
In fact, we're actually missing one of them.
Yep.
In the TV series.
Yeah, because her actual best friend...
Caroline.
Wasn't Caroline. Caroline was actually one of
the enemies.
Yeah. And...
She was actually... Caroline was actually trying to discredit Elena after the death of her parents. Yes, that did actually happen in the books.
Yes.
But I don't recall. I would have to, again, read the books again. But I don't believe Elena was actually in the car with her parents that night. Because one of the other things that the show got mistaken with, Elena does not have a brother in the books.
Okay, so...
And it wasn't a teenager either.
So that is a TV only character.
Yes. The books actually... Elena does have a sibling in the books. But it's a younger sister.
And she's much younger.
Yes, much younger.
So, yeah. That's another thing they got wrong there. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Yes. Bonnie, our favorite witch. She's actually supposed to be strawberry blonde and white. Now, I don't have anything against the actress who played Bonnie in Vampire Diaries. I love her.
It just
But-
did not actually fit the character.
I would have strongly recommended either having someone else portray Bonnie or something else, like another witch that Bonnie's character or Bonnie's actress who could have helped around. But again, director's choices.
Yeah.
I don't think that directors or even the channel consulted the author.
The author. We don't
don't know that.
The only time I'm going to say this in this video, the only time I know about studios and all that not talking to a author is with the Percy Jackson movies. Movies. The TV show, that's a whole other different situation. There, the author is an executive producer on the show. So, no, they're not going to mess it. But with the Percy Jackson movies, they did not speak to Rick Riordan. He actually gave them advice and pointers and stuff like that. They didn't listen to it. They completely ignored it. He had only actually came out recently and mentioned this. So he wasn't trying to discredit the movies. He kept it quiet while the movies were going on. But here recently, they've been asking him questions and stuff. And he actually brought that up when they were getting ready for the TV show. Mm-hmm. But again, the TV show, his hand is all over the TV show, which is probably a good thing.
Again, that's also true with the One Piece live action.
Oh, yes, One Piece live action, yeah. Oda, I think his name. Oda, I think is his first name. I am a botching master, so as this has
creator of the One Piece manga.
Yeah, he is heavily involved with the One Piece live action TV show.
Yes,
he is not going to let them screw that up.
Yes, the author actually chose the actors and actresses who played the main pirates.
I did not. So Luffy, he
chose Luffy. He chose Ronarzo's character, Sanji, Nami.
Yeah, so he
Usopp.
probably also was heavily involved with the casting of like Tony Choppa, who we still do not know, and everybody else has been casted for season 2.
Yes,
we still don't know who's going to play Tony Choppa yet. They still have not told us. Tell us, please. It's bugging me. I must know who's going to play Tony Chopper. Hey,
chill.
All right, on to the next book.
Nope, we still have one more character.
Oh yeah, and then Dragon Ball Evolution is another one. Oh my.
Jack.
Yeah, we'll get on to that one another time.
That's a movie. We're doing TV shows.
Yes, I know. We're gonna get into that one another time. I said we're gonna get into that one another time. Don't worry, that one's coming. That one's gonna get a video by itself.
But anyway,
because it deserves it.
I will. Okay, so I said that we're missing one of Alina's main best friends. She has 2 main best friends, Bonnie and this other one, Meredith. Now, Meredith is the cynical friend, basically. She is the down-to-earth, the logical one, I should say. Bonnie, again, she's the one, like, they go to her for the witch stuff, basically. Or the Wiccan stuff. I can't say which.
That's pretty much what she is.
Yes, but the technical term is Wiccan.
Okay, they use Wiccan. It's kind of like how some stories use Warlock for male magic users. Some use Witch still, which is really weird, if you ask me. And some call them wizards. Well, more importantly, Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. But again, like I said, Meredith is the final best friend.
Yeah.
In the group of Elena's best friends.
Yeah.
I will say that Stefan and Damon's characters do have a little bit of differences between them, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
They weren't major.
No, they weren't major changes. I will agree with that, but the one thing I will mention with the Salvatore brothers, they were actually supposed to be a lot older than the TVs portrayed. They were actually supposed to be turned in Renaissance Italy.
Okay, so they were supposed to still look the way they did.
Yes.
It's just, how long had they been vampires?
Yes. In the books themselves, they were actually turned by Catherine in the Renaissance Italy era, not during the Civil War.
Okay, so that's, to be honest, does that really affect their characters, though?
They're supposed to be French.
That's another story, though.
They're supposed to be Italian
That's
or
a change.
French, really, not like
Yeah.
American soldiers or anything like that.
So
Because they could have been a part of it because of vampires, because they did have the rings, the sunlight rings. So they could go out in the daylight. They could have also fought.
Yeah.
Because they would have...
In a lot of different wars.
Yes.
At that point. But, yes, them being French compared to how they were portrayed on the U.S., where they spoke with American accents, yeah, that's kind of important. No offense to the actors.
No offense to the actors.
Especially Ian Somerhalder, I will have to say. I actually got to meet him one time at a convention. She wanted a book signed. She couldn't come.
Thank you for that again, Ian.
Yeah, no problem. I know we didn't like.
And thank you, Jack.
Yeah, no problem. Just doing my thing. But yeah, so he's really cool. So no offense to him. Again, none of these are offense to the actors portraying. It's not their fault.
No.
They were just given what they were given.
No offenses to any actors that we have called into question when they have portrayed these characters.
It's not their fault.
It's not their fault. No, not
It's on the other end.
Yes.
It's the producers and all that.
Producers
We will call out.
Yes, producers, the directors, any screenwriters even.
Yeah. Well, screenwriters, we're definitely calling you out. Because, there are some fault there, too. There's a few things in there. The Max thing, that was definitely all there.
For future, directors or anybody, really, who wants to get into movies, or even current ones, if you're going to do book adaptations, I would either recommend going to the authors, or at least writing to them, email, whatever.
Well, they had to get the author's permission to even use it.
But also consult them. They know these characters
Yes.
inside and out. They created them.
Yes, okay, so...
But also, read the books yourselves.
Yeah, do that, too.
Read the books to yourselves.
We've got a complaint on that on a certain director, producers, and writers on a movie that did not do that.
Yes.
Again. And it should.
Yes.
Badly.
Please.
But we'll get into that another time.
I do not beg, but I do highly recommend, if you're doing a book version of a TV show or, again, a movie, read the book series, or at least what book you're actually trying to adapt.
Yeah. Start with the book you're adapting and then go on. Why you gotta...
Again, also consult the authors.
Yes. Harry Potter TV show that's getting ready to come out next year. I'm looking at you. Don't do stupid and not read the books first. Read them.
Yes.
Trust me. It'll be good for you. Now, we do have one more series that gets really bad.
Yes.
And I'm not even talking about The Ranching because it was on HBO. I'm talking about...
character styles.
They basically took a lighter to the books, pretty much. There is one thing that I will kind of let them slide on, and we are talking True Blood, by the way.
Yes, the Sookie Stackhouse series, basically.
Yeah, but the TV show was called True Blood.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Jack usually calls it that.
Those who are avid readers, Sookie Stackhouse series, which is, I believe, it's actually supposed to be 36 books altogether, I'm pretty sure.
Oh! Yeah, they had plenty of material there, but...
Yes.
But,
plenty of
the
material.
one thing I somewhat let them slide on, because yes, I know one of the later, cooks, I'm talking about them not killing off the cook. Lafayette, thank you. I actually forgot what his name was. And I actually like him because he's hilarious.
Yes.
In the series.
Props to Lafayette, the actor. You are amazing.
Yes. This is definitely not on you. This is actually me complimenting. I understand them keeping around because he was hilarious and awesome.
Yes.
And yes, there was a later cook that they had on the show. I mean, in the books, that was actually a bad guy.
Yes.
They could have still brought that cook in when they needed to.
Lafayette could have had an injury, or he was doing something else with helping
or
Sookie or one of the other characters.
Maybe he was just a cook that covered on Lafayette's day off, because no offense, the guy needed a day off every so often.
Yes, he was almost working every single day.
Yeah, so maybe later on he just, for some reason, needed some time off. You know, there's other ways to write around it.
Yes.
To keep the character around for the show's purpose, but also be able to bring this cook in.
Yes.
So I could
see... Or any of the other cooks.
Yeah, that were actually important to the story.
Yes, because we have had actually a lot of the cooks in the books were the bad guys.
Yeah. Ironically.
They used Sam's restaurant as a alibi, basically.
So Sam's... The restaurant was way more important than it was on the TV show.
Yes. Sam...
Because, the TV show, it was not that important.
Not necessarily, but yes, Sam's restaurant is very, very important to the book series. Another is, well, in the first season of True Blood or Sookie Stackhouse, we do get a lot of the details. Somewhat correct with the adaptation, I will say that. Yes, they did pretty well. I will say this, though, towards the end of the season, going into the second season, I am sorry to say to the producers, you took a hard left turn with the series in and of itself. We do not actually get to meet some of the half of the characters that would be important into later books or even later seasons of True Blood.
That's not good, as we've already discussed with Vampire Diaries.
Especially since Sookie actually meets the Queen of Louisiana.
The Queen Vampire?
Yes. She actually meets her and does help her in some situations with her. Like in one of the later books, I can't remember which book off the top of my head, they actually go to a conference in a different state where Sookie has to go with them and help determine, her job is to read minds of the human companions of the vampires. Since Sookie can't read the minds of the vampires, it's her job to kind of shift and try and figure out what's going on by the minds of the humans that are also at the conference in the company of their vampires. Now, this is actually also at the point where Sookie and why am I blanking on his name? Bill. Bill's character are split.
Yeah.
This is actually to the point where they're no longer, they're going to be together. Now, I know in this TV series it goes back and forth between Eric and Bill for Sookie, but there's actually more people who do have a romantic relationship with Sookie, including a character that I don't even think appears in the series, which is Quinn, who is actually a were-tiger. And he helps promote these conferences, these coming of age things, and also all that kind of stuff. And actually, the person I know this is gonna, I don't know if this will spoil it for anything if you're readers that have not gotten to the point in the series where...
Slight spoiler alert, just in case.
It will be a slight spoiler. Sookie actually decides to settle down and marry Sam. Yes, Sookie and Sam actually get married and get together. They are basically the end game for the series. Now, again, some of the characters, there are more fairies in the book series than it shows, I guess, in the TV series. Again, I didn't necessarily watch.
I think she got past season 1, and that was pretty much it for her.
Yes.
Season 1, maybe season 2.
Maybe 3. I can't remember
Maybe 3.
off the top of my head.
You did watch it for a good little while.
I did.
So maybe it was 3 seasons. I didn't really watch it much. I did watch it a little bit with my brother when he had it on, got it on DVD at one point, but I didn't really watch it that much. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, but again, there are some characters that are very important to the book series.
That the TV show just leaves off.
Yes. They completely either ignore it or they didn't think that it would be important. Which is I don't want to say it's a blunder, but it's kind of blindsided, really.
I'd call it a blunder. Leaving off important characters, yeah, that's a blunder.
Yes, but again, like I said earlier, producers, directors, screenwriters, again, recommend read at least the book you're trying to portray in a TV series or a movie. Because stuff like this is what makes fans of the books that are highly anticipating these series or these shows
Stop watching. That's when ratings go.
Ratings or ratings?
Ratings.
You said writings.
You guys knew what I meant.
Yes, the ratings that you had hoped
would stay up don't stay up.
No. You got, again, I say this in one of the helpful ways, really, that I would recommend. Please read the books or have the characters or someone from the productions read the books, give you ideas, recommend, hey, this character is important. Make sure that you have them in the series.
My suggestion is, for the authors that are still alive and still kicking, do it like what Disney is doing with Rick Riordan. Have him as executive producer. Have them involved with the TV show directly. Don't have him as a writer because, as we know from J.K. Rowling and the Fantastic Beasts movies, don't do that. She wrote all those herself. No help from an actual screenwriter. And yes, writing for books and writing for screenwriting is very different. It's a very different style of writing. So, things that will work in books don't always work for TV and movies. So don't do that. But yes, having them as an executive producer, so
it would be a very good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, that's our recommendations.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to us. You don't have to really think about it. But we do highly recommend.
Yes.
Because for future ones, for future projects, because there are going to be more projects for book adaptations, either or either movies or TV shows.
We'll talk about movies at another time.
Yes.
Oh, comic book people, I'm looking at you. That goes for you too. You don't have to read specific issues or whatever. Just read enough that you know the characters.
Yes.
Like, I remember a story that it gets told every so often. Kevin Feige was a, if you don't know that.
You can rant later.
Yeah. I'll tell the story another time.
Well,
it's more for you guys than for her. She's heard me tell this story.
Yes, I have. Multiple times.
Yes, that's why I said I'll tell it later. I'll find another video to stick it in.
That's it for, what we
That's it on
really
this
say.
one.
So, later.
Later.